Hi, everybody. Look at you with the surprise extra prop. I love it. Brilliant. We're rising again. Bandwidth and Banter. Druid, IRL, and Stormy D bringing you guys the most amazingly cool folks that we find and meet across Twitch.
Yes.
Just like last week, we had Eclipse on.
Yes.
He was very interesting. I was really shocked and surprised to find that he's been on Twitch for 14, since the beginning, since the inception. And we had a vet on. He was badass. Very interesting.
He was cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was awesome.
So it's been a great week so far, hasn't it, Druid? Like the streams yesterday were fantastic. We both were getting a little choked up there.
We don't need to talk about that. We don't need to talk. That was, sappy me yesterday.
Sappy. I got a little sappy myself.
I know.
Speaking of getting a little choked up, the guest we have on today are two ways to get choked up about him. One, because he is a charity streamer and he takes care of others, and that people like that with that kind of heart and love and inside, that gets me choked up. But also because he's super into hot taco sauce. And in fact, let's have him on the show right now. Mr. Taco himself. Please say hello, my good sir.
Oh, hello. How you doing?
Good.
Mr. Taco,
Fantastic.
Please introduce yourself again and tell the folks about yourself and your stream.
Sure. So my name's Mr. Taco. And I am not a full-time streamer, but every time I stream, it's for the same charity. It's for Extra Life. It's a charity that helps sick kids in hospitals. I've been doing it for about 3 years now, which is crazy. But yeah, so what we try to do is have a community of people that enjoy. We don't stream for children, but we stream to support children. So sometimes it gets a little spicy. We talk about everything and anything. And it's really just about supporting each other and trying to help some really unfortunate kids and families while we do it.
Right on. That's so wonderful.
So
dude,
excited.
I have to say it's an honor and a privilege to have you on. To me, you're one of the best kind of people to have on Twitch. And for you to show up on our show means a lot to us. So thank you.
Oh, no, thank you. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
We'll be sharing his...
Go ahead, Druid.
Sorry. We'll be sharing his link and the charity link at the end of the stream today. So if you're feeling the need at any point today to gift anything, you're going to go over and you're going to donate instead. Okay? So that is the thing. So If you feel like the need to be generous, actually, I'm going to just do it now. I'm just going to at least do the extra life. If you feel the need.
What?
We're going to do it now and at the end. Double time it.
If you feel the need, if you feel that like this is great and you just feel the love, just click that link and go there and do that.
Right on.
So.
All right. So we're going to kick off this interview with our favorite question that we have. Well, it's one of our favorites. We have quite a few.
One of our favorites. Yeah.
Mr. Taco, please share a boring fact about yourself.
Boring fact about me. Oh, I've worked on computers for 30 years of my life. I don't know. I consider it boring because I've been doing it for so long, but it's a passion. It's, it started as being just a little kid trapped in the basement because, just were bored and didn't know what to do. And my grandfather slapped a computer down and was like, hey, play with this thing. And, me and my brothers, we just kind of played video games on it, and before you know it, my brothers and I we all have pretty good careers in technology. So, how it goes.
Love it.
Is that boring? That sounds boring, doesn't it? I made it sound as boring as it could be.
Right. Honestly, the fun thing about that question is no matter who answers it, they always come up with something that is both boring but also quite interesting in its boringness.
Yep. Which we enjoy. How did you pick your Twitch name and what was the inspiration for that? Please share that story.
So it comes from the same place, right? Like it comes from me and my brothers hanging out and playing video games together. And you're, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 years old, and Duke Nukem and Quake Spy just show up on the spot, and you're just like, hey, I gotta put something down. And back then there was this thing called Leet Speak, which now just turns into like phonetics. And I could have just wrote the words Mr. Taco out, but I wanted to be cool, right? Like, and obviously making it very hard for anybody to type your name is cool.
Yeah.
So I'm Mr. Taco. My brother, whom I primarily played a lot of video games with, is Mr. Donut. He shows up every once in a while. He doesn't play video games anymore, but he does. He helps people other ways.
I love that. So
it's fitting. I love it. And I'm one of those who was around during Leet Speak. 1337.
That's right. That's how you showed how cool you were, right?
Mm-hmm. So speaking of how cool you are, please tell us what D&D class you consider yourself to be in real life.
Oh, barbarian, for sure. I'm an idiot. I'll be the first one. I'll be the first one in the door. But like, I don't play as much Dungeons and Dragons. Actually, I found Dungeons and Dragons much later in life. Mm-hmm. But like, if there's like a kind, helpful idiot, that is me. So.
That's funny.
I'm also a barbarian.
Are you really?
I'm a multi-class bard barbarian. But
and druid. You're still a druid. You can't get away from that.
I think it partially comes from like one of the first games that I fell really deep into was World of Warcraft. Obviously, we played Warcraft, but fell pretty deep into World of Warcraft. So much so that I ended up running a raiding guild, but I was like the main damage tank and so it was just like, give me 2 big axes and show me what to go smash, right? Like, and ever since then, in any game that has a sword or a board or an axe in it, that's what's in my hands.
Love it.
I'm just trying to cause maximum damage and not stand in the pools of death.
Cool.
Love it. I tried to whack things to death as a druid. I'm like, don't need spells, whack. So, what is a spice lord, and what is your favorite spice? And when will you transform into a giant sandworm with psychic powers?
Okay, those are 3 very specific questions. So,
yes.
A spice lord can be anything. Happens to be just somebody who appreciates the spicier things in life, whether that's spicy food, living life to the max, somebody who just likes being a little salty, but not like in a negative way, right? Like, spice is not about hurting people, it's about adding flavor to life. Mm-hmm. So that's what a spice lord is. And when do I transform into a sandworm? I don't know why I would transfer into a sandworm. I do. I live out here in New England, and we live right here on the coast, and the ocean is probably the biggest thing outside of family and computers and job that's the most important to me. So just getting down to the coastline and just being on the rocks or on the sand is where life is for me.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think there's a question.
And you have a favorite?
Sorry about that.
Do you have a favorite actual spice?
Oh, an actual spice. I mean, a couple of years ago, a friend of mine, it was like a college buddy. You know how like you meet somebody in your life and you're just like, you're insta friends with them, and then you spend every waking moment with them through college, and then after college you both go off in your own different directions, and every once in a while you guys come back together, and it's like you can pick up right where you left off. So like one of those forever friends kinds of people. And I was staying at his house, and he's like, have you ever tried chai tea? And I'm like, no, what's that? And so he gave me my first chai tea, and ever since then it's one of those things that just reminds me of a kindness and warmth and wholesomeness. So obviously I love a red pepper. You give me anything that makes my mouth feel alive, I love it. But the one that sort of hits me in the heart a little bit more is the chai tea spices.
Nice.
I love chai tea for that same reason. Well, not exact same story, but I love like the.
You know Chris too?
Yeah, we're great friends.
Yeah, my Star Kitty loves chai tea as well.
Very good.
Of the three of us, now I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I might be the only one of us who've actually drinking chai tea in India, where it's from.
But yeah,
Yeah.
no. I had the possibility to go to India for work,
Mhm.
but I never ended up getting there.
Yeah, this was a long time ago. I wouldn't want to go nowadays, but so different note. Tell us more about this fetish of being pelted with taco shells by your family.
Oh God. Well, the thing is like, the job to be done, I feel, is to create a place of entertainment that people want to hang out. The more people that hang out, the more popularity the channel gets. The more popularity the channel gets, the more people donate to Extra Life. So, I am not a smart man. I am not particularly good at video games, but what I can do is take a punch pretty good. And it comes from years of playing hockey, but more so, the reason why I can take a punch pretty good is that you just put yourself in the headspace of I'm a dad. I've got 3 kids, and if anybody here knows this, if you have a kid or if you have somebody who's very close to you and they're a small child, when they get sick and you can't help them, there's nothing that feels worse, right?
Yeah.
And so every time that I'm gonna go do something dumb that's gonna cause me a little bit of pain, all I have to say is, well, no matter what, it's not as hard as having a sick kid. And go ahead. So there's been a couple occasions where when we've hit a certain milestone or a fundraising goal, my wife, Nacho, she will hear. She'll just go grab a tortilla. She'll just open up the door and she'll just hit me as hard as she can with it. I feel like she's also trying to get even for something. I'm a little bit of a ball buster in all places, not just online. So every once in a while, and it's completely deserved. Just so we know, it's completely validated. None of it. But yeah, there's been a couple of moments when we've hit certain thresholds, and I've recently, I don't know if you saw some of the more recent antics, but yeah, the pain doesn't stop at just getting hit with a taco.
It's great leads into this. How much did the toilet hate you after eating the 4-layer chip of pain?
Oh, that one was the worst. So we used to do, every time that we would raise $50, a sole $50, which, by the way, $50 is a lot of money, right? Mm-hmm. Every time we would raise $50, I would take one of these hot spices. We had a wheel, we would spin it, and there's some nuclear shit up there, right? I would take a spoonful of whatever came up, and believe me, there were some nights we did $500 and there were 10 spicy shots, and the 4-layer chip of pain, that was probably one of the worst. We did the what was the tortilla of death, the Pocky 1 chip challenge. That thing was pretty nuclear. But yeah, I mean, I think you could do anything once. It's when you get like 6 or 7 spoonfuls of hot sauce on an empty stomach, that's when the next day you can't. The toilet's not so bad. It's the cramps that are the worst.
Ow. Ow. Well, switching gears a little bit. What drew you to Twitch?
The pandemic, I guess. No, I wanted to help. I wanted it. I think it was like one of those, like, you go into one of those dark places. You're like, oh my God, it's the pandemic. Who knows what's going to happen? And it's just like, I didn't even make a mark on this world yet. Yeah. And, you start to feel bad about, like, I've been on this planet a long time, and, my family, my friends, they're fantastic, and, donated to a charity here or there. But, like, you could just, like, see what was on the gravestone. It's just like, lived a good life. People loved them, but didn't leave a mark. And so I was like trying to figure out some sort of way to leave a mark behind. And I said, well, I do like to play video games, and there's a place where I can go play video games. And I heard about this charity called Extra Life. And I said, well, what the heck? I'll just, if we get $50, $100, I'll put it into the box. And, I did a little bit, and then it just kind of snowballed. And, here's where we are.
I love it.
That's a wonderful, beautiful dream.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you started streaming, did you always envision this as a charity stream?
Yeah, no, I'm lucky enough to be in a very solid career and, be so far down my life where I don't need fame or money or anything like that. That's what I'm not here for. You know what I mean? So it was always about a way to kind of give back. Like everybody gets to where they are in life by being helped by others, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're not surrounded by people that, when you fall down in the ditch or if you get knocked over in the mosh pit of life, like there's going to be hands flying at you to pick you up. Right. So I was lucky. So I figured it was my time to put the hand out.
The mosh pit of life.
The mosh pit of
It's
life.
a real
I love
mosh
it.
pit.
The joy I just felt in my soul. Okay.
So this one's a different question for you, I think, than most, but I like it. What did family and friends think when you told them you planned on streaming?
The funny thing is a lot of people still don't know. Like I it's not like I'm hiding it from anybody. Like slowly started to change like Instagram profiles over and stuff like that. And every once in a while, like I actually did this the other day. I joined a work meeting and it like opened up the wrong tab in Chrome and I pop into the meeting as Mr. Taco and somebody goes, "What's an m1st3r?" I'm like, "Oh, that's my night and weekend gig." And at the end of the day, like, my family and friends and all that stuff, so Nacho, of course, like, they realize that, when I turn this thing on, it's not about me having fun. It's about trying to help a kid that's stuck in a hospital bed for month 3. You know what I mean? And just trying to figure out how to make his day a little bit brighter. And I'll tell you, one of the hardest and best things I've did is I go out. So we fundraise for Boston Children's Hospital. So I've gone to the Children's Hospital several times and walked around, and you start to see drawings of tacos on walls and stuff like that. And it does actually start to feel like you're helping. You know what I mean? So it's cool.
Making a difference for sure.
I don't know why that got me, but that was.
I mean, he definitely conjured an image into our brains, and I appreciate that.
That is amazing. I lost track. Oh, what struggles did you deal with when you first started streaming?
Oh, the ones everybody has, right? Like nobody knows who you are. You're a fart in the wind, and you're just trying to figure out how to make enough noise, and that's where the hot sauce really came into it. And I see there's somebody here in chat. His name is Krishafa. He was my first mod and probably one of my oldest supporters, and he's been with me since stream probably 2 or 3. And he basically, in fact, that's true. But he and others, the funny thing is you make a connection with somebody like Krishafa is hanging out with somebody else in somebody else's channel, and they go like, "Hey, I don't know anybody good to raid. Do you know anybody?" And Krishafa goes, I got a guy. And then before you know it, that 1 turns into 2, turns into 4, turns into, so everybody struggles that way. And I think, there's a lot of like, just anxiety, just like, I don't know what I legitimately, and you guys were going to call bullshit on this, but I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing, right? Like I turn the machine on and like, I'll say like, I don't know what I'm doing tonight, guys. I'm just going to go play a game. And, we have boxes of cards here. We have all sorts of games and traditions and all sorts of stuff. And, even when you have a bad day, like, and I know this, like you've had a bad day, you've got low energy, and you're like, I don't feel social right now. The great thing about Twitch, at least my experience has been, and I know it's not this way for everybody, is I turn that thing on and a bunch of friends show up at the dive bar and just hang out. Just tell them about how their day is going. We try to talk to everybody about everything, and and it just kind of lifts you up out of your funk. You know what I mean? Yeah. So struggles, there's lots of them. Like just computer crashes, like stream crashes, like browser's not working right, all that sort of stuff. So hey, Dave, thanks for the follow, man.
Yeah, the best. Oh yeah. All of us.
Well, on that note, then, what tips can you share with future streamers?
Tip number 1 is if you're not having fun, nobody's going to show up. So you have to have fun. Don't play a game because you think you should play a game. Play a game because you want to play a game. And if you're not going to show up with the right energy, like legitimately, your cat or dog just died, that's not the day to stream, right? Like maybe wait a couple of days, right? Tip number 2 is consistency. Just be consistent, right? Because I can't tell you how many times that, I've turned on the computer and just people go like, oh, great, you're here. Good, I'm here too, right? Like, it's just like, it's that snowball, that chain reaction effect. I think the other thing to understand, and this doesn't work for everybody, this works for me. You have to understand anybody can go to YouTube and watch a video. They're not there to go watch the gameplay. They're there to hang out with you while you play a video game, right?
Right.
I don't know if you guys have siblings, but one of the greatest things I ever did is just like, you go rent a video game from the Blockbuster or whatever have you. You sit down, only one controller, like who's getting it first, right? And then you're just sitting there like, oh, what about that? Like, you gotta play your video games. You gotta stream like you're all hanging out in a room, and somebody's like, go jump through that window. Be like, yeah, let's go. Let's see what happens. You know what I mean? And just have an energy for fun, right? Like, and I think that's the thing. What up, Maddie?
Agreed.
100%.
Yep.
100%. So true.
Great.
Absolutely. Perfect. Okay. I love it. What do you enjoy most about streaming?
I think it's I mean, for me, the kids are in the words and the good vibes I get from that. That's different, right? Like that's but from streaming, I think it's just the camaraderie, the friends. Like I'm seeing a bunch of their names here in chat that show up for every stream. Like I think this week I'm gonna have somebody that has 100 stream streak show up. Like,
wow.
Who shows up for 100 streams in a row for anything, right? Like, that's insanity. And just being a part of the community, like if I have a bad day, they lift me up, and I hope if they have a bad day, I lift them up. It's
right.
It's that reciprocal love that we give to each other that kind of just makes the shitty not so shitty, or makes the good even gooder.
Yep.
Agreed.
Yep.
We lift each other up so that we're all I get it.
Raise all boats.
Rising tides.
Well, okay, switching gears again. How long have you been playing video games? What was your first one you ever played?
Oh my God, first video game. Well, I unfortunately, this is not a fake gray beard, so you can pull on this all you want. This is legit. My first video game, I think, was probably an Atari, but I would probably say the first real video games were like Commodore 64 video games. So my grandfather, like I said, plop the computer down in front of us, and he's like, figure out what this thing does, pull it apart like a toaster. And it was a several $1,000 machine, and he had like a giant stack of pirated floppy disks, and he's like, you just slide the disk in here and you tell load (8,1) and see what happens. And so there was a lot of that. I would say, I remember early days, we would fight like tooth and nail, because I have two brothers and a sister. We would fight like tooth and nail for access to the computer until we started able to earn our own computers. My dad supported us in that as well. And remember, we set up like one of our first BNC networks. Those are like the ring networks. This is before you had Ethernet and stuff like that. We set those up in the house. And, honestly, it was I just remember just playing all sorts of games. Command and Conquer comes to mind, really super early days as well. Me and my brothers hitting each other with Tesla coils. I remember my dad getting involved in that too, and just all sorts of stuff. So there's probably a handful of games, I would say. I just remember the oldest one is probably E.T. on Atari, and how much I hated that game.
I remember that game. Oh my God.
You fell in the pit and you were fucking screwed.
Yeah, it was a terrible game. I think that next one's yours.
Is it? Oh, okay. Sorry. I was just like, oh, I think now's a good time to retype in that extra life link. Sorry.
We're close. We're close. Yeah.
I just want to make sure it's out there. Okay. What is your favorite thing and your least favorite thing that you have streamed in general? Doesn't have to be a game.
Favorite thing, I mean, if I said anything other than satisfactory for my favorite thing, that would be completely false. So I don't know if you guys know that game, but that game is like it's like an engineer. So I'm an engineer, software engineer by trade, right? So it's like it's a logic puzzle built inside of a creative world, right? Like, and it's such a unique video game. If you like puzzles, but you also like pretty things, you know what I mean? And it's kind of a really great mix. The worst thing I ever streamed. I have a very short memory for things I don't like. People, moments, video games. I try to be as positive as I could be at all times, and
I respect
bad stuff
that.
just flies right past me, and the good stuff sticks around. And I think that's how I keep a positive life. I played a video game once, and I don't remember the name of it. And it was probably so one of the things we do too is community night sometimes. So we have a bunch of friends in the community that will stream together. And it was a game where there was like you were a baby and there were dads and you had to like mess with the dad and you were the baby. It was like this really weird thing. It lasted probably about 2 hours and we're just like, this is fucking shit. And we shut it right off. But it just looked really cool. It looked like a hide and go seek with kids, but the kids all had knives and stuff like that. It was very weird. It was like a fever dream. It wasn't like, again, like we don't stream for children. We stream to support them. But it was like really weird. So anyways.
Wild. That's wild. Thank you for sharing that strange one.
Wow.
I wish I knew the name of it. I'll find the name of it. It's got to be my Steam list. So I'll slowly peruse Steam while we come here now.
So we can avoid it for sure.
Yeah, don't get the one where kids.
Sometimes like the best things are like the things that are the most terrible. I think the thing is we were so hyped up for it to be fun and it wasn't fun. But if you go into it knowing it's going to be a shit show, you could just enjoy it for the shit show.
Meme it, right?
True.
Yeah.
That is true.
So this next question is really more of because we know about you and what you do. And I know we've talked about this already a lot, but please, this is important to us because we know it's important to you. Share more about your passion project with the Extra Life charity.
Do you have any goals or anything, or?
No, I'm just trying to make some sick kids' life a little bit easier. So that's the only goal we have. So I don't like. I have a numeric goal, but that is not what I'm aiming for, right? Like, and the thing is every year, the community, I love them, but they're like, you got to do more than last year. You hit X last year, you got to do Y this year, and I'm like, guys, I hate putting a number down and setting like an expectation of gratitude. Do you know what I mean? Like the market tanks, like the people have a hard time. Like, I don't want to expect that. And we try not to and I don't hate it. I don't ever want people to show up and feel like they have to donate. I would rather you come by and lurk and just hang out than feel like you can't come by because you can't donate or you can't sub or you can't give bits or anything like that. None of that is expected, right?
Right.
So we don't have a numeric goal. But I would say that, I'm always trying to put a little bit of cheese at the end of the stick. And if we get to that stick, I take the cheese, and the cheese is not always fun for me, but it's fun for everybody else. So
cheese for everyone.
Yeah, I did see the cheese shirt. I was going to ask about that. I found the name of the game. The name of the game is called Who's Your Daddy?
Who's Your Daddy? Okay.
Yep.
That already sounds wrong.
I'm trying to see what the Steam review is. We unlocked 2 out of 39 achievements that night. I played for 53 minutes, and it will never be played again.
Wow.
Oh, the graphics are horrid.
Well, yeah, now you see it, right? It looks like, oh my God, this could be fun, right? Like you can see how this could be interesting. Yeah, everything that you see that looks fun was not fun. So,
I am intrigued, not gonna lie. Okay, I am happy I get this question because they have a spot in my heart. What is the cutest thing little Maximus Wiggle has done this week?
Oh my god, little Max, son of a bitch. What's the cutest thing Max has done this week? I mean, he's a puppy. He's 8 months old, so every time he looks at you and he goes, like, oh, what do I do in here? I don't understand. That's always cute. You know, he's a puppy. He chews everything. He's too smart for being as dumb as he is. Do you know what I mean? Like, he finds he like, I'm sitting there just like eating lunch or something like that, and all of a sudden I hear spoons rattling on the counter, and I'm like, I'm the only one here. What's happening? Pal, we're gonna have to go talk. But he's a great dog. Yeah, he's smart. He listens. Actually, I think right now he's getting washed, and I'm pretty sure he's getting fit with a bow tie. So if I can get him up here by the time stream ends, all I have to do is jiggle his treatment, and he will show up. And I have a max cam down here, so that going.
Right on.
I
right.
love animals so much.
Mm-hmm. So, Mr. Taco, serious question here. Did your life flash before your eyes when you were so violently run down by that go-kart?
I guess you talked to Song Ki, who's a good friend of mine, and he came up here, you know, and the great thing about this community, and you guys know this as well, right? Like you all have friends on the internet that you could walk by each other in the mall and you may not know, right? But online, you know each other's gamer tags and exactly their personalities, challenges, problems, and likes. So I'm lucky enough that, you know, the game we play, the community we're in, a lot of us have, you know, a little extra spending money where we can actually come up. So, you know, every once in a while, one of our streamer friends will come up and hang out on the couch. So my friend came up. So we have the largest indoor electric go-kart track about 10 minutes from my house.
Wow.
I live over near Foxborough where the New England Patriots play. And so anyways, I decided to take Selwyn. He came up and I said, oh, let's go to the go-kart track. I didn't know he didn't know how to fucking drive. And going around a corner, you know, the guy in front of me stops, but Selwyn doesn't. He's not paying attention. He basically just full speed right into the side of me. It was fine. I played hockey for a number of years. I can take a pretty good shot. So, you know, just the thing I learned is don't ride in Selwyn's car. Since then, I have not gotten in a car with Selwyn.
That's a great story. Thanks for sharing.
Oh man. Oh, would you rather be the pin or the bowling ball?
Ooh, bowling ball. Right. Well, yeah. All right. I was gonna say who wants to be the pin, right? But the bowling ball is the mean one, right? Or are the pins standing in the way of progress? Huh?
The pins are standing in the way of progress. Knock it down.
Bowling ball. Yeah. But the pins are also sick kids. No, they're not. No, they're not. No.
But if they are, all you got to do is click that link and donate.
That's right.
Well, you push the button, the little elevator thing comes down and picks them up, takes them away, right? Like that's how that works.
Right on. So now we're moving into the last three regular questions for the interview, and these are doozies. So be ready for it. This next one is one of my favorites. What is the weirdest sleeping dream you have ever had?
Oh God, I have like lucid dreams, right? Like I don't know where and when I got this, but I have the ability that anytime I'm in like a weird situation, I'm like, oh, I must be dreaming. So all of a sudden, let's go. You know, just like there's a billion of them. I don't know why I'm going to tell you this, and I probably shouldn't tell you this, but when you said like, what's the weirdest dream? For some reason, one day I was dreaming that I had a taint laser and I could shoot people from it. I don't know why I thought laser? Of that. Taint, you know, like the...
Yeah,
Exactly.
Okay, I just
Exactly.
wanted to make sure that my brain didn't autofill that because
I don't know where this came from. It's not like I have like ever had a laser. I don't know what, but I just remember I woke up one morning because I do have a sleep journal, like a piece of paper, and like I realized that like writing down my dreams, because every once in a while I have like, I'll say this from as an engineer, as a programmer, sleeping is amazing because you'll be working on a problem and you won't be able to get past it, and in the middle of the night you'll just wake up and be like, oh my god, I understand, I know what I need to do. And so I've always learned to have a piece of paper by the bed to write it down. And every once in a while I have a weird ass dream and I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna write that down so I don't forget, because if you don't write your dreams down, you forget them anyways. But anyways, yeah, so I remember going back and reading my journal and talking about a taint laser. I didn't write down a lot of context about that one. I wish I did, but that was a thing.
Taint laser.
taint laser.
I love it. That is, we've heard some weird ones, but that one by far.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
I love that so much. If you could be any superhero, which one would you choose and why?
Ooh. This is tough.
Yeah, no.
That's why it's a good question, and I appreciate it. So obviously we all know what the best superhero ability is. On the count of three, we all say it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Flying. No? Not flying?
Oh yeah.
No.
Superhero ability. I misunderstood what you said. Yes, I would have said flying. Yeah.
Yeah, flying would be the best. Like, yeah, you're in a shitty situation. Fuck you, I'm out. So I think it would, obviously, like, also Superman. Like, is there a better superhero than Superman? Because nobody can kill Superman because he gets his strength from the sun unless you like bury him down. But anyways, I feel like Captain America is also one of those that kind of streaks, hits me, kind of in the feels, like trying to find the justice and truth in thing. You know what I mean? And I love what he stands for, but he doesn't fly. So I don't know. Superman,
fly.
But he doesn't fly.
But Superman and Captain America, if you can kind of push those two together, that would probably be the best. But I had to choose one. I don't know. Superman. Superman used to be like, if you remember, like the '80s Superman. He was supposed to be like this protector and all this sort of stuff. And you don't hear about Superman anymore. The Justice League and Superman, like they totally messed it up. Marvel definitely won. But
yeah.
Anyways, I guess Superman. I don't know.
Fair enough.
He does have those eye lasers, which
that's pretty cool too. Yeah.
Not a taint laser, but close.
Not a taint laser.
Close enough.
Not as cool as a taint laser.
The cost of spandex is out of this world, though. So,
if someone would have told me before our interview today that we'd be using those two words together, taint and laser, I would have been like, no. That is
the effect I go for.
Honestly, though, from what I understand, I'm actually not surprised, and I'm okay with that. I like it. I like the concept of the taint laser. And you get the last question, Stormy, and then we actually have some other really great questions that we want to fucking get through as well.
Yeah, we're gonna nail in some of these questions during the Q&A. By the way, during the Q&A, after this last question, during the open forum Q&A, we're gonna sprinkle in questions that we picked up, and you're welcome to ask us questions too. So before we get there, though, last question of the regular interview: IPA or stout?
Oh, I mean, depends on the time of year. I mean, how do you ask an affluent beer drinker? They have to choose between IPA and stout. I feel
that's why we picked it.
Like that's the question.
I feel like that's a little bit of a setup. I feel like I have to choose between my children at this point, and I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair of you to ask that question. I will say, I started really early days. There used to be this app called Untapped. I don't know if anybody uses it anymore, but it was a way that you could just catalog the beer, because back in the before times when there were only the 4 beers that you could drink, Budweiser, Coors, Miller, or whatever else. But in the before times, like you didn't have much of a choice. So then afterwards, when you instantly had like all of the world, and that, I'm up here in Boston, so like we have breweries everywhere, microbrews, Vermont, New England. It's just like there's an unbelievable beer across this country. And I'll tell you, like when I travel, the thing I love to do is just go find a local brewery and just go try their beer. And the funny thing is, after one beer, you know whether or not you're going to like all the beers because you have the same taste as the brewmaster. Yeah. I'm a little off the road on this question, and I'm very sorry for it.
That's okay. It's okay. I knew that this was going to be painful for you. I knew it. I came up with this question.
You're very good at this. I would say if I had to, final meal, right? Like you only get one.
Yep.
It's gonna be a double IPA called Cloud Candy from Waltham, Massachusetts. You can go there on a Saturday. You can bring your kids. There's board games everywhere. They have food trucks that park outside. You know how the whole like, you know, you love things because of the memories that they're attached to, and you know, you'd be like, you know, I really love my grandmother's, you know, blah blah blah. And you had it in a lineup, you know what I mean? Like it probably wouldn't be the best one out there, but it's those core memories. Yeah. Those sorts of things hit me hard. So I would say double IPA Cloud Candy from Waltham, Massachusetts.
Love it. Love it. I had a vague feeling it was going to end up being an IPA of some sort. I don't know what it was, but I knew because you said craft beer drinker, and I was just like, oh, I'm going to be a dick. And Stormy was like, I don't know if this is going to be a good question. And I'm like, oh, no, trust me. Trust me.
It's a solid question. Solid question.
What was the one that I was curious about? Oh, I actually added it in later on.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, you did. All right, but chat, now is the time. Open forum Q&A. You can ask Mr. Taco stuff. You can ask us stuff. Whatever you want. Or you can just go click those links and do all the things. But we do have some extra filler questions while chat's trying to process the taint laser. So honestly, but anyway.
Yeah, I saw Fate's question.
Good luck finding a better response than that one to any of your questions ever. I'm just going to put that out there.
Honestly, it's going to be, but was it a taint laser?
Well, what was it?
But
so, Druid, you got this next question. Vegan actually asked a question.
Have you done the Hot Ones challenge?
Oh yeah. So the Hot Ones challenge is 10 increasingly spicy hot sauces. I would say that there's about 45 hot sauces right up here, and there's been about 60 of them that I've thrown away. I was a part of the Hot Ones Hot Sauce of the Month clubs because one of the things is we have our own brand of hot sauce. Say it's our own brand. It's not like I'm squishing peppers in the basement with my toes. That's a separate thing. But you know, basically, I wanted to find a hot sauce that represented what I thought was a really good hot sauce. We put a custom label on it, and basically, if you donate to the charity, I send you a bottle of hot sauce. I also send you like these shitty glasses and pins and thank you cards from sick kids and all sorts of stuff. But I would say, have I done a Hot Ones challenge? I've lived the Hot Ones challenge on stream, where basically, you know, I've done like 10 progressively spicy hot sauces for sure. And I still have there's the one right here. There's that is actually the last dab right there, which is a little bottle, and there's probably 5 up there that are way hotter than it.
Perfect. This is actually a nice segue into this one of these questions that we wanted to add in. Can you share more about your own brand taco sauce merch that is for Extra Life?
Sure. So if you care, this is Mr. Taco hot sauce right here. So it is a mild hot sauce. It's an everyday hot sauce. Put it on pizza, put it on eggs, put it on chicken, put it on tacos. You know what it really is supposed to be is a little thank you for being kind to somebody you didn't know. It is super mild, meant for everybody. I would say that it gets pretty good reviews because it's not a meme sauce. Everybody says you need to have a hot sauce that like melts people's faces. I'm like, that's not the feeling that I want you to take away from a donation of like, now I've got this thing in my mouth that I don't want there anymore. I've shipped cases of hot sauce for people for donations. We give away hot sauce on streams and stuff like that. And when we have super big streams, like Extra Life Game Day, which happens in November, somebody can win a case of hot sauce, and it goes down surprisingly fast. I feel like people rip through a bottle of taco sauce in less than 2 weeks sometimes. So
I'm one of those. I go through hot sauce like crazy. I love spicy food. I love hot sauce.
Well, it started as like the whole thing of hot sauce actually predates the stream because, you probably don't know this because you both are incredibly young and healthy, but every once in a while your doctor goes, you got to stop, your blood pressure's too high. You gotta cut out the salt and all that sort of stuff. And you're like, food starts to have less flavor, and hot sauce is a great way because no sugar, no salt, add a little kick and flavor to your food. And if you get good hot sauce, it actually helps the food and kind of tastes really good. And if you get bad hot sauce, you take a bite of it and you're just like, I don't want this anymore.
What a hot sauce philosopher. I love it.
Would you say a Spice Lord?
Spice Lord, yeah.
Spice
Wait,
Lord,
would I
exactly.
be considered a Spice Lord because I am a connoisseur of also hot,
100%.
connoisseur. I actually would consider myself a novice hot sauce consumer.
Just so you know, I dub a Spice Lord. Yep.
Look at that, Druid. You got to be a Spice Lord now. Oh. So the next question is from your hubby there, Druid.
What is your favorite kind of taco?
Oh, okay. All right, everybody, buckle up. I prefer a fajita over a taco. I know. It sounds bad, but hey, listen, you gotta live honestly, right?
Wait.
If I sit down,
I'm not sure I heard what I heard. Could you say it again?
Yeah, Mr. Fajita does not sound as good as Mr. Taco. I'm just gonna put that out there. But I do love a fajita.
I'm gonna back you up on that. Just saying.
But that doesn't answer the question of what's your favorite taco.
You can fight me.
So my favorite taco is a fajita, which we can talk all day long about the cube rule and how does food classification happen and what is a taco and is a hot dog a taco. Like we can go through this, like we can go deep, we can go figure this out. At the end of the day, if you're saying a taco is a 3-sided carbohydrate with meat and vegetables inside, okay, we're just going to call that loosely a taco. My favorite taco is a fajita.
And I agree.
I see it.
And I agree. And
Trust
if
me,
anybody wants to argue, I will fight.
Yeah, here in Austin, there's a place called Torchy's Tacos that's a famous local chain. And they have the most crazy, wild things they put in that space. And sometimes one of them is a fajita taco. So I agree with you 100%.
At the end of the day, it is a taco is a vibe more than it's a food, right? Like a taco is hitting that place that has the thing that you really love. It's a vibe. It's because we have Taco Tuesday every day, right? Like we know Tuesday is not the only day for tacos. You can have tacos. Taco is a vibe. I will say on the subject of food and not awesome, one of the things that we did for one of our streams is every time that we raised $100, my wife Nacho, she brought up an increasingly worse churro. We did terrible churros, and she made churros from scratch, and then she just put bad stuff in the churros. She didn't tell me what it was, and then basically I had to go eat a terrible churro. The sardine churro was really bad.
Oh, ugh. It's like mixing peanut butter and mustard, or
But also don't know you're about to have a sardine and then have a sardine. Do you know what I mean? Like it's old, it's smelly, it's like low tide. There's a clip. There's like a little fishtail hanging out of it, and I didn't know what it was, but then afterwards, it's a fishtail. So the toothpaste churro was pretty bad. Thank you, Krishafa. I also have a thing. I hate ranch dressing I think ranch dressing is evil. It legitimately is evil. We can get into it time if you would like to. But
I want to hear this rant one of these days for sure. I want to hear the rant. I want to hear it. Sorry.
But that's what it was. So
ranch hate.
You support ranch hate? Well, I don't support hate.
Well, I support not liking ranch.
Okay.
I
appreciate that.
Liking
Even
ranch.
though she likes ranch.
Are you a ranch? You're a rancher?
No,
You're a rancher.
the thing is,
you sound on the fence about ranching. I'm just gonna say that.
I don't like Hidden Valley Ranch.
Okay.
But I like ranch dip. That like in the little packets with sour, like where you make it with like the sour cream.
Okay.
But if I had to choose between ranch dip or the sweet onion dip, I'm picking the sweet onion dip.
Okay.
I don't love ranch. I could settle for ranch.
Okay.
I also support people not liking ranch because
you could take all of the ranch dressing and go bury it in the desert, and I would be happy for that.
I won't miss it. I interrupted a talk, and I'm so sorry. I don't remember what we were talking about before.
It's all right. We're gonna move on to the next question.
Kind of taco. We got from the best kind of taco to burying ranch dressing in the desert. Did anybody have that on a bingo card? Anybody have that?
I support. Nope.
I support.
But you know what? We got there though.
Next one's.
You want to get
Druid? You want to get the next one?
Oh, Fates? Would you be willing to make a new hot sauce called Taint Laser? With a warning not to touch your taint after.
Okay, first and foremost, that is very real. If you ever touch spicy stuff, don't touch your private parts. There's a lot of sensory organs in there. They also are very affected by capsaicin.
Yep.
I'm gonna make this proclamation. Okay. If we ever make another hot sauce and it is on the spicy end of the scale, it will be called Taint Laser.
I love it. I love it. You heard it here, guys. We support this. It's perfect.
We support the Taint Laser.
It's such a great name for a taco sauce, for crying out loud. I'm surprised no one
I
ever
didn't know
thought
it until now, but it's speaking to me. So there's that.
Well, since we're on the subject of tacos, I want to share with you when we were coming up with the questions, that the last one, our number 21 question is always an either or that puts people on the spot. And hers was definitely better, but I like mine too. Mine's a little bit naughtier. And it may not be because really it's all in your interpretation. But eating tacos or licking tacos?
Oh.
I'm thinking the Doritos tacos from Taco Bell are really lickable while you're eating them. You know?
Sure.
Because that's what we're talking about, right? So I will say I enjoy thoroughly all forms of taco. I'll just say that.
I love that answer.
What's the worst
cross-contamination
hot sauce situation tacos had?
Worst?
Say it again.
The worst?
Sorry, I was trying to process the question. I was going to actually read it out loud truly here in a second.
Okay. The worst cross-contamination. You know, I'm gonna throw this out there. This is still probably the most pain I've ever been in my lifetime. Okay. So I think the moment that you need to have had in your life to appreciate this moment is, you ever order food and you're so hungry and it shows up and you can smell it and your mouth is just on fire and you've probably had too much to drink. I'm going to say you've had a lot too much to drink. You have all your friends over and you just ordered 50 wings from your favorite wing place. They show up. And as soon as they show up, everybody's super excited. You start getting all of your plates, your cups, your bowls, all that stuff. You start to get it all together. And it's the wings come out and they're, and you smell them and you're so excited for them. And then you go to open them and it has that that styrofoam container where they have the two lids that are on top of each other. And when you open up the top one, the bottom one goes flip, it flips out, and it's covered with hot sauce, and you put your face right next to it, and it just get flipped hot sauce right in your eyes.
Oh,
That's why I wear the glasses to date, because I'm horribly disfigured from the buffalo sauce in the eye. So that's that's probably the worst cross contamination. I guess what Jerry was trying to get to there is
that's
when
pretty
have
bad.
I felt true pain from hot sauce? That was true pain.
I have an interesting cross contamination one. It's comparable, but not a food cross contamination one. And I don't recommend anyone ever try this out. Just be sure never to mix up between your icy hot and your hemorrhoid cream. Just saying.
Yeah, and also
not an
never
experience you want to
mistake
experience.
hot sauce for lube. It is not lube, and it does not provide the same level of utility in any way, shape, and form.
True. Yeah.
Yep. Literally just the other, I think it was yesterday morning. We woke up early to make mango salsa, my husband and I, and he
So good.
goes to grab the jalapeno, and I'm like, "Do you want gloves?"
Jalapeno.
Protect-
Yeah, you're good. You're good jalapeno.
But I will say jalapenos have been sucking lately in general. I bet he could have chopped those and have been fine later, but I was still like, "Do you want to just put on gloves just in case? Protect yourself." Because I'm speaking from experience.
Oh, it will work. It will work. But anything above like a Serrano is really where you need to start wearing PP, right? Like if you're cutting up like a ghost chili pepper or, something like a Trinidad scorpion or something like that, you get that stuff on you. Hours later, you can rub your eye and you'll feel it, right? So, that's where you really have to start worrying about it. Yeah, I'll just eat a jalapeno. That's delicious.
I know. Very good. Very good stuff. I'm not 100% sure how to one of those, he's in the light blue, he just typed not lies in chat. He wants you to ask us a spicy question.
Oh, Krishafa. That's Krishafa.
Krishafa. That was the streamer not knowing how to pronounce the name like somebody else.
So we have a lot of these. We have these here. We have so one of the things we do is we have lots of spicy card questions here. We have these which are pick your poisons as well. We have these. These are shit I wish I didn't know questions.
Oh.
These are trivia games we play here on stream as well. And Krishafa has asked, because one of the things we like to do to new followers on our channel is we like to ask new followers spicy questions. Don't need to answer the question. The correct answer to the question is Taco. Oh, fuck yourself. I'm not answering your stupid question. But Druid, I have a question for you.
Okay.
You don't need to answer this, and most likely you shouldn't. And especially on your own stream, definitely don't. Okay.
That honestly makes me want to answer the question, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay. You ready?
For After Dark.
You ready? Druid,
My husband left chat already, so we're good. We're in the clear.
in your life, have you ever cheated in a relationship?
I can actually answer that, and the answer is I have not.
Hey, congratulations. Stormy, do you want one as well?
Mr. Taco, go fuck yourself. I don't want to answer that. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Yeah. Hit me with it.
All right. This one. Okay. No, this is actually a good one. Stormy, do you prefer romantic sex or kinky sex?
There's a difference. I'm kidding.
Sure. No, I was gonna say if you don't know, then you prefer romantic sex.
Yes. Oh, poor Star Kitty.
I see some swords on the wall, which would like to disagree.
I also have swords in my background.
Yeah, a lot of weaponry.
Well, that's because we're D&D nerds. But,
well, so have you ever dressed up as part of a D&D campaign? And has that D&D campaign rolled on to another stage of the campaign in another room?
All right. That's
You
your point.
we don't have to out yourself. Kinky
Point
sex or
taken.
romantic sex?
He said, "Is there a difference?" That was his answer.
Oh,
So,
I love
so
it.
I have another fun question for Mr. Taco. This one was one I came up with. Are you secretly Bob Ross in disguise, having faked your death years ago for a life of streaming debauchery?
so we talk about some weird. Can you imagine? We talk about some weird shit on the channel,
Uh-huh.
it.
and at one point, I don't know why, we were just talking about like, oh, if we get, like, hey, everybody's like, hey, what, we choose like round numbers, like 10, 20, 30, 35, 50. Like when we hit that many thousands of dollars raised, we try to put something out there for us to stretch to. And then somebody in the channel is like, hey, if you hit X, would you do a Bob Ross painting stream? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah, let's write that down. Let's do it. Because again, like I go through life where I'm just like, let's say yes to as much as you possibly can. And so we finally hit it, and I'm like, what the fuck do I do for a Bob Ross painting stream? And I'm a kid of the 80s and 90s, so I know who Bob Ross is, but I never sat down and just like took in as an adult Bob Ross, whom, by the way, is incredibly kind, fantastic human. And everybody who ever participates or knows who Bob Ross is will get to the same place where it's just like, he's just a good person. Just like, like back in, like, he would be a good person today, back then, which like even the best people today would not be good persons back then because of just whom we kind of evolved to be. You know, I think honestly better people, right? Like, but anyways, so we had a stream where basically I dressed up. I got my light blue button downs. I got a Bob Ross afro. We set up a paint palette here. I watched a video and just slowly painted. And he actually, I have the painting in the other room. Grab it. I'm like I said, I started my life as a graphic designer, designing websites and then building websites and then going into technology. So I think I'm somewhat artistic. So we had a really fun time. I got high as shit on stream and painted pretty happy trees. And
Love it.
There's a couple of clips out there of me just being a degenerate while being a Bob Ross.
Yeah, totally not how we figured out you did the Bob Ross stream or anything.
Mustafa used to actually clean up all my clips. So like, there's like, like you ever see those lists of like the worst jobs in the world?
Yeah.
And one of them is like the person that has to be the person who has to like watch all of the videos that are submitted to YouTube. It's like generally the worst job in the world. Like, cause like you have to like, what is hate? What is murder? Is that a corpse? Like that is basically your job. The second worst job is the person who manages my clips, and Christopher did that for a while.
My next question is, why do you have a phobia of pirate metal?
Well, okay, I don't have a phobia of pirate metal. I can get down with some pirate metal at the best of them, right? Like we love rock, we love metal, we love all the things. The thing is, one of the things we love to do on the stream is we allow, especially new people, like you show up on stream, I'm going to ask you, like, give me a song, play a song. The thing I love to say is, everybody, we all just showed up at your house for a party. You've got a awesome speaker system. What song you put it on there first to get your party going?
Yeah.
Right. And you know how the internet is. When you ask somebody like that, they go,
they meme it. Yep.
And they put the absolute worst bullshit onto the radio station as they possibly can. Rickroll, exactly, perfect. I would 100% go. Yep, skip. But so pirate metal happens to be the go-to for a few people. And every once in a while there's a good one. Like I love a Diggy Diggy Hole. I don't know if you consider that pirate metal, but Diggy Diggy Hole is amazeballs. But so anyways, I don't have a phobia of pirate metal. I do sometimes, like you guys would probably understand this as streamers, is that like you're always trying to come up with like, you're trying to have like a warm, inclusive place that is happy for everybody. Unfortunately, death metal sometimes doesn't do it for everybody. Like when you get that double kick drum going and it's just a bunch of screamo,
Yeah.
And like we're trying to raise money for sick kids. And it's like somebody comes in, they're like, "Hey, how's it going?" It's like, ah! It's like, okay, maybe not the vibe that we should be going for here. So pirate metal, death metal, some of those things we sometimes we say like, you know what, send me another song. I'll put some.
Gotcha. Fair enough. Fair enough. I remember I did that on your channel one of the times that I rated in. I memed you a little bit because the song I had you pick the first one. You were very generous. You let me have a second one afterwards. First one I picked was "Me and My Arrow," which was basically a kid's song that I loved as a little kid.
Well, so that's the hard thing too, is like at some point I become like this weirdo arbiter of like what is a meme and what's a good song. And not saying that song's not a good song. That song is very good, but it's good for you because you have a memory that's attached to it. Anybody that hears that song sideways, they're like, what am I doing here? So,
oh no, yeah, for sure. It didn't
tough.
fit the stream. I'm like, I totally get it. And I'm glad you let me pick one later. And I think I picked Kashmir by Led Zeppelin or something cool like that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna welcome in some raiders.
Yes, we are. We're gonna welcome in.
We had some
Thank
raiders?
you so much for the. We did
Wow.
have some raiders. Welcome in.
Welcome in, raiders. Thank
Grimstone
you.
Gaming. We are interviewing Mr. Taco, who is an
Yeah.
extra life streamer.
Check out all the
Welcome
links
in.
that Drew just shared above. Mhm.
Yep. I shared all the links. Thank you so much for the raid. We appreciate you so much. And we're towards the end.
Mhm.
And
We still got quite a few cool questions though, so stick around and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
I think the next one's yours. Which one of these do you want there, or is it mine, Druid? I've lost count.
I think it's yours.
Oh, okay. Mr. Taco, tell us about the puzzle room at PAX East.
Oh, that was a really cool one. So, you know, I'm just a guy who plays video games on the internet for fun.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, now we have like a whole crew of people that show up on nights, and it's extended even further. Do you guys know what, you know, Drew, I'm sure you know of PAX. It started out in Seattle.
Yep.
But Penny Arcade, they were a comic in the 90s, a web comic that's turned into like this really awesome scene. I'm sure you guys, with all the D&D that you guys do, absolutely fantastic time. So PAX was like a week and a half ago, and I just put it out there, and I've been going to PAX for years. And, you know, the funny part is I'm like, hey, I'm going to go to PAX this year. Anybody want to go? And there was like 15, 20 people like, yeah, we're all going to get tickets and hang out up in Austin. It's like, holy shit. It's a lot of fun. So, you know, I got to explore PAX, you know, usually go for a day or two. We bring the kids and stuff like that. They absolutely love it.
Yeah.
But one of the things I didn't know they did is they actually have, you know, they're very tame, you know, puzzle rooms. And one of my big things I love to do with my friends and my friends and family is we love to go to escape rooms. It's a good time, like good for kids. There's young adult escape rooms, stuff like that. If any of you here is a parent, go to an escape room with your kids. So much fun just trying to figure out these puzzles. And so a couple of us went to there, and we had enough people that we filled 2 rooms, so we timed each other. And you know, we you know, the loser had to buy a round of drinks for the winner at the bar afterwards. So it was a really good time, and I absolutely 100% suggest that, you know, if you possibly ever can get to a PAX. Go hang out with people. Go to the tabletop. Pick up a board game at tabletop. Just find a new game to play. Make a friend. Sit down with somebody you don't know. You know, the funny things is, like, as a society, like, you know, we're taught not to talk to people we don't know. Don't talk to strangers, because yes, there's some very real stranger danger out there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
However, when you're at PAX, you have to understand that you guys are way more alike than you're different. Like you sit down in any waiting room in America and try to strike up a conversation with the person next to you. You're going to have 85% of things right?
Yep.
But you go to PAX, you sit down at any of those tables, you're going to have 95% of things in common. Maybe they're a different kind of nerd than you. Oh, but they're a nerd for sure.
No.
Just find their nerd and just have a good time. There's Geeky. What's up, Geeky?
I love it.
I have a tendency to talk to strangers a little too
I
often.
don't understand. I don't see that. I don't see why you.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. No, I know
Sarcasm.
it's a shocker. I know it's a shocker. But I have talked to a lot of strangers in public, and my husband
make a friend.
hates it. My husband hates it. He hates it. He's like, can we just we're at the coffee shop. Can we leave? We're at the grocery store. What are you doing? Like,
public bathroom. What are you doing?
It just happened. He's like, why were you in there so long? I'm like, she was very sweet. And he's just like, what? Like,
I thought I was making a joke.
I did the most Boston thing I've ever done in my lifetime about a month ago. I went to go see Dropkick Murphys in Boston on St. Patrick's Day weekend. And I don't know if you know who Dropkick Murphys are. If not,
yes, I do.
Go Spotify song right now.
I know.
Right.
I know Dropkick Murphys.
And then Boston is, it's where St. Patrick's Day really got its roots, is an evacuation day when the British left Boston, and that was right around St. Patrick's Day. So St. Patrick and evacuation day kind of became a thing. I sat down at a bar in Boston with my wife, just the two of us, because we were going to the show alone. Just bought tickets last minute. Sat next to this guy. He had like the Arnold Palmer tweed jacket and pants. He's like the most loud outfit I've ever seen in my lifetime. I looked right over him as soon as I sat down. Man, cheers to you, brother, for wearing that outfit. That is amazing. And we were both going to the concert. We actually ended up becoming friends by the end of it, just like hanging out with each other. So
yep.
Talk to random people. But if they have a van with candy in it, get a picture of the van first.
Yeah. Make friends. Talk to strangers. Do it.
Is it mine or yours?
When do the hard questions start?
I know. Is it pronounced lobster or lobster?
Lobster. You want in the summertime, you want to go down to Cape Cod, want to get yourself a lobster sandwich. Don't forget to go to the park, by the way.
How many tacos
did the monkey dance enough for you on that one there, Druid, huh?
These are questions from people I had to hunt down and ask them blindly if they would, accept this, I think these are questions that we hunted down from your people.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, I'm a shithead. Don't worry about it. I do shithead things sometimes.
Trust me, I am the most harassed and bullied in all of Stormkeep. I can take it. It is fine.
Bad. But you're a Spice Lord, so you got this.
Yeah, I'm fine.
She's an edgelord Spice Lord.
Dance monkey. I said Boston.
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 So, Miss Taco, how many tacos do you need to have an efficient factory?
You just need one. You just need a Mr. Taco around that factory.
I love that. That's a great freaking answer.
I'm assuming that's an inside joke of some sort.
It's a satisfactory joke. So the community, we always talk about efficient factories because it's basically a capitalist utopia where you're mining a resource out of a planet, building a product, and setting it up in a space elevator. So you're a part of the capitalist machine. And so we always talk about efficiency because fix it does not waste. So all you need is one Mr. Taco to run an efficient factory.
Love it.
Right on.
Is that how you ended up meeting Iltacine?
Yeah. No, Iltacine. Yeah. Iltacine played Satisfactory. He's another one of those amazing people in that community. And you just bump into people, and Iltacine's absolutely fucking amazing.
Honestly, that's how we met you.
He's one of my favorites.
He's how we know you.
I figured as much when I saw that you guys did an interview with him.
Yeah, I did.
He's super rad.
I love him. I love him so much. Shout out to Ilt, guys.
I want to put him in a small little Ziploc bag, and I want to put him in my pocket, and I just want to walk around with him.
Yes.
I don't know why. I just want that though. That's a life goal.
Because he's a living action figure. That's why. Is it my turn or yours? You know what? Do you have any questions for us while we're looking at the questions? Do you have any questions that you would like to ask?
Oh, my questions.
Do it.
All right, Drew. First question: Do you have a compressor running on your microphone?
Probably not. I have no idea.
Because you are unbelievably animated, and when you get excited, your mic goes, "Nope, we're done here."
Yep.
I have no idea. I honestly probably not.
I've tried.
So
I've been streaming with her for years, and I've tried to get her to let me help her set up a compressor, but
it's just one setting.
It's not that I'm against it. It's just that I forget.
Yeah.
I do too. I'm teasing her, but I do too.
I do have a secretary now who could message me and remind me. We need to work on that.
I feel like a compressor is like the SSRI of streamers, right? Because what a compressor does is when you talk low, it boosts your voice up, and when you talk high, it boosts your so it gets you all monotone, right? Like so, it's like an SSRI. So like maybe not on high, but just maybe like on low, so you don't blow the top end. Sorry.
Yeah, because everybody is just like you cut out, and for your own safety, because literally my volume, my husband will be like, I heard you from outside with the window closed before you even got out of my car.
That's when you're doing it right. When the neighbors hear you down the street, you're living life.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure all of my neighbors hate me because
I'm sure they don't.
I agree with him. You're just too charismatic.
You're too much fun. You're like if you took dynamite and TNT, you took dynamite and a nuclear warhead and you smushed it together, and then you just threw it into a campfire. That's like the Druid. That's like the Druid
and
experience.
then caffeinated it.
Yeah.
Caffeinated it.
And caffeinated.
How many cups of coffee did you have today?
I only had 2.
Okay.
She's got this giant mug of a coffee cup, though, so it's more like 4 cups of coffee.
It was a gift from my sister.
Huh.
I love my coffee mug.
Look, it's as big as her head.
It is. It's not even anywhere close to the water bottle. The water bottle is what really drives me bonkers. I love it.
It's hilarious.
How often do you clean that water bottle, by the way?
All the time.
Oh, do you? Like, how do you agitate
we do that. We do this.
Yeah.
And then hope for the best.
The algae's just holding on the inside, like, guys.
Absolutely boost that immune system, guys.
Yeah.
Lick some dirt.
Yeah.
Don't rinse out your water bottle.
Rolling around in the needles. Yeah, totally.
I want to jump in here and say something about you, Mr. Taco. So it's funny you talking about her being like a little nuclear reactor, but one of the questions she created for you applies to you too, because you're just a bundle of ridiculous energy. She put on here, can we bottle your enthusiasm for life and sell it? Or are we just stuck with hot sauce?
Guys, you may think life is long. It is short as fuck. And don't put fun off till tomorrow. Have fun today. Save money, be smart, but don't wait for sunny days. Make sunny days happen today. So any day you can, like you're having a bad day, go find somebody to help. Go help somebody else when you're having a bad day. Your bad day turns into a good day instantly. Be kind. We don't spend this much time on this planet. Like, just look backwards and how many people have lived and died. Don't wait. When you're pissed off and sad and angry, the only person that you're stealing from is yourself. So don't hold on to anger. Walk away. Just live for today, man, because tomorrow may not come. And somebody, the people are like, hey, how you doing today? Fucking always amazeballs. You know why? Because I woke up. One day I won't wake up, and that day is gonna suck fucking balls. Today I woke up. We'll have a good day.
That is phenomenal advice. Words to live by. I don't even know how we follow that up. I think that is the perfect place. We were getting close to needing to wrap up anyway. Mm-hmm. Guys, this is an amazing human being, the taco philosopher himself, sharing words of wisdom that you guys really need to pay attention to. We all do. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's amazing.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you.
So before we go, though, one last thing. Tell us more about your AI bartender concept. Oh, I love it. And thank you for bringing out the hat. Yes.
The taco?
It would be terrible. Not an AI bartender. So in my day job, I'm a director of a technology team, and we're all wrestling with the idea of what the fuck does AI mean for us. And so, we have a little bit of R&D time that we get to spend on projects, and one of our clients is a very large alcohol brand, and we were trying to come up with something cool for AI. So one of the things that we are working on is just like, again, like, I'm not going to tell you anything super important, but like AI, you can have AI video, and you can have text in e-commerce. So what we've done is seeded a bot with all the history around all the alcohol brands, drinks, recipes, and such. And then basically you turn it on, and it pretends it's a bartender from any number of years between 1800s and today. And then basically you can ask it for a drink, and it tries to make you a custom recipe based upon the liquor brands of the customer that we have, and whatever you're interested in. It's like, oh, hey, I like a mint julep. It's like, okay, great. I'm going to take some. I'm a 1700s, and so there's all video where the person from an AI perspective is dressed up as a bartender from that time, and it's like we're trying to make a brand interaction, but it's just super cool to play with some of this cutting edge technology. And like, as somebody who plays with technology every day, as somebody who's elbow deep into bots and AI and stuff like that, yeah, everybody's going to tell you AI is going to take your jobs and this and the other thing. They said the same thing about computers. They said the same thing of like, hey, I'm a bank teller, and computers going to be really bad for my job. Yeah, you know what? If you're a bank teller, that might be really bad for you because there's an ATM machine now. But you know what? There's a billion other jobs that opened up because of that, right? Like software engineering and wire user experience design, strategy, content writing, like all of this stuff popped up because of it. We have no clue what's going to happen with AI in the future, and that's scary, right? And yeah, there's going to be bad shit, and being able to tell what is truth on the internet is becoming harder and harder every day. And yeah, that's bad. But AI is not going to ruin our lives, right? AI is going to, and if you're not using AI as part of your job, you're somebody else will be. So you should all use AI, and for an interview like this, what are 10 great questions to ask a charity streamer named Mr. Taco? And it will throw a bunch of ideas at you. 80% of it's bullshit. 20% of it's like, oh, that's pretty interesting, and it'll give you a leg up on that conversation. So don't be afraid of AI. It will change the world, but it will change the world hopefully for the better if we humans want it to be.
I love that optimistic perspective. It's wonderful.
Yes. Guys, if you are feeling the need to be generous today, go do it. Go click the Extra Life link, donate, spread some love, spread some joy. Do it today.
Help
Maybe
some sick
$1.
kids.
Do it for
Help
like
Mr.
$1.
Taco help some sick
If you
kids.
can, if you are able, today's the day. Let's make the world a better place.
Let me just say this, because I know that donations is one of those places where it gets weird. You give a bunch of money to a company, you don't know how that gets used. 100% of the money that you give to Extra Life, and this is not just my Extra Life, this is all Extra Life, because Extra Life is a big charity. Anybody can be an Extra Life streamer, by the way. You can just choose the hospital nearest to you that you care about, and they give you a little sign-in page, and people can donate directly to it. And it's kind of like gamification of donations as well. So like you'll see over here, there's a bunch of over here. There's like some medals over here. They've sent me things like, oh, by the way, you guys should see this. We have these Extra Life dice sets that were sent. They are there's a D20 in there and all sorts of stuff. If you join up for Extra Life, these are incentives. When you hit $200, $500, $1,000 donated in your name, you get all sorts of stuff. Here's an Extra Life D20, which if you've never seen this thing is amazing. It's a little
nice.
Camera. You can do it. You can do it. Come on, you can do it. It's a metallic D20, and it has a little Extra Life logo on it as well. So all these sorts of things, if you sign up as an Extra Life streamer, you can, when those incentives come in, you can keep them, or I give them back to the community. So we raffled off an Extra Life game controller not too long ago.
I saw that.
But 100% of the money that you donate to Extra Life goes to the hospital you choose, their general fund. And that general fund is used for things to pay for kids' treatments. It can be used for art programs, for crayons. It can be used to pay for a hotel room for a parent who has to travel a very long way so their kid can get the best care possible. So the hospital itself gets to choose how that money is spent. And $1 is a box of crayons, and you would not believe what a fresh box of crayons does for a kid who's been in a hospital bed for a month and a half, right? Like, that is the best box of crayons they've ever seen. So I 100%, instead of donating to me, pick up the mantle, go if you want. You can join Taco Team. Team Taco is, we are just a bunch of streamers who have decided that sick kids is not a thing that we are cool with. So if you go to the link there for the Extra Life org, there'll be join Team Taco. You can just sign up. You can play tabletop. You can do video games, whatever you want to do. Just make your community better. That's the only thing you can do in this life. So do it.
Well said. Thank you, Mr. Taco. You melted our hearts,
you guys.
And you brightened our days. And it's been an honor, sir. Thank you.
That's what the taint laser does.
Absolutely.
Perfect way to wrap up.
Support the taint laser.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Catch you guys later.
Bye.
Oh my gosh. Wow, Druid. What a wonderful day. I love Bandwidth and Banter. It makes our end of our week so great. Although it's just sort of like the beginning of or middle of our week. It's like our Wednesday, right? But regardless, it makes this day so much better. And especially when we may meet amazing, beautiful people like Mr. Taco.
Yep.
It's okay.
It hurts so ball right now.
I know.
It bursts out of my eyeballs.
I know.
I can't help it.
It's got to leak from somewhere. So
it has to overflow somewhere.
I
It
know.
happens to be in the tear ducts.
Guys, go check out this amazing streamer and support everything that he's doing. We got to lift each other up on this platform, and that's how we grow, and that's how we support each other. Thank you all so much. Speaking of leaking, I don't know why that's a segue, but who do we have on next week?
We have Bite-Sized Mike.
Right on. He's bite-sized, but he's a Mike, and we get to know all about him, learn all about him, and see his humor and his talent. Just a warm, cool streamer. Do you remember how we met Bite-Sized Mike through?
He randomly rated me one day.
Wow. See, sometimes that's the cool way it works. Can't wait to see what's in store. Be sure to check us out. And speaking of checking us out, real quick little minor plug for old man Garris, who's been on the show before on Bandwidth and Banter. Tonight, Druid IRL and I are going to be doing a collab with him. He's doing an alien TTRPG, and we're going to be playing characters in the Alien universe. And I think it's set before the Aliens movies. So come check out our roleplay. It's going to be a treat. And I appreciate you all so much for coming. Anything else to add, Druid?
I love you guys.
Awesome.
You're the best.
All right, let's wrap this up now. Thank you for coming to the show.
Please drop a like, subscribe, and comment down below.
If you're listening to the I can't speak. If you're listening to the podcast,
please rate and review the episode.
We are Bandwidth
and Banter.
Thank you.
And good night.
Goodbye. Hi, guys. I scrolled past it.